Hello, so I'm back. It's a little tight. With another Cooking with Love episode. I guess you call it episode, series, whatever. This one's a little dark. So tonight we're gonna be making cheddar and broccoli soup. Now this is just what I saw at my local store. So this is the first time I'm doing this. Hello, thanks for joining. It says cooks in 10 minutes, and that's what I need because time is of the essence. And this is my first time making this. So this is going to be interesting because I've never made cheddar and broccoli soup at home before. I love paneras, but that was an option tonight. We have to cook at home tonight. So the instructions say bring 8 cups of water to a rolling boil. Number 2 is whisk in soup mix. Number 3 is reduce heat to medium and simmer uncovered for 10 minutes, stirring occasionally, salt and pepper to taste. So, because I am me and I like a little extra, I also have my seasonings. As I said before, this is my absolute favorite. And then instead of using regular salt, I use pink Himalayan salt. They say it's a lot better for you. I'm sure it is. Right back. And so also, because I don't want to just have the broccoli that's just in here, I like actual broccoli. I'm doing the Green Giant Steamers Tuscan seasoned broccoli. So I'm going to put that in here too. I've already steamed that. This takes 5 minutes at max to heat up in the microwave, which is really good because time is of the essence, right? We want to make sure that we're cooking quick meals as fast as, as good and fast as possible. So one of the things that, let me find some scissors. And if you don't have some, get you some kitchen scissors, like stuff you can use on food that's just for food, not for other stuff. You want to open that up. It's still really hot, so we're going to let that sit to the side and cool down. So what the instructions say, we want to bring water to a rolling boil. So while that's heating up, I have it on the smaller eye. Hello, welcome. One of the topic the Lord gave me tonight was talking about love. So, you know, a lot of people think of love only in the aspect of relationships and, oh, I love them or they love me. But, you know, I like to think of it first and foremost in the aspect of God and how He loves us. You know, if you think about it, no love in this world is ever like God's love. No one's love can ever compare to God's love. And believe it or not, everybody is searching for God's love. And I know some people are like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. Even in relationships, no love compares to His love, and it's unconditional. And everybody wants someone to love them unconditionally in whatever type of situationship or relationship you have. You know, so I just think about it in the aspect of His love is no comparison to it. And I think that's the amazing thing about God is no one on this earth can ever super exceed God's love. His love is truly phenomenal. And I think if more of us could get, and I'm saying us because me too, because sometimes I forget, you know, can get an understanding of His love for us, it would take us so much further in life. We would treat others better. And I will be the first, let me back this up, that looks a little bit better that way. I will be the first to say that I have not always been the nicest person. I used to be very mean and angry and just not nice at all. But because of God's love, I've changed. I have become the woman I am today, and I'm still changing. And I think that's only due, I know that's only due to God. You know, I'm grateful for His love in my life and also putting people in my life who will tell me the truth when I'm wrong. You know, that's love. It's funny, I had a conversation with my daughter the other week, and she's like, oh, you don't like me because I'm in trouble. And I'm like, no, that's not true. You're in trouble because I love you. Because if I didn't care and I didn't love you, I would let you do whatever, you know. And it's funny because after I became a parent, I really realized, you know, disciplining your child is love. And you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh my gosh, my parents this and my parents that, and you don't see it fully is them trying to help you and trying to make you better, and to help you understand the things that you don't even have a capacity to understand yet. And it's like, once I became a parent, I was just like, yeah, I whoop you because I love you. And it's funny because like when your parents say it when you're younger, you're like, no, you don't. You hate me. Like, you must hate me because you're doing this terrible thing to me. But I'm doing this thing to help you understand that the right from wrong, and that you need to be better in life and also listen. And so it just puts me in awe of how wonderful God is and how he loves us so much. And not only that he gave his only begotten son, but that he gave us a book to go by to show us how to love others. You know, sometimes people do us wrong, you know, when we feel offended and, oh, I'm not dealing with them. But guess what? You're still supposed to love them, even if it's from a distance. You know, you still need to intercede on their behalf. And let's say this. Let's say you're at a place where you can't pray for them yet. Guess what? There's someone who will. And I'm thankful that the Lord brought me to a place where even when I wasn't okay with praying for someone who had wronged me or hurt me, I could definitely go to some friends or Miss Nicole who's on here and say, hey, you know, they did this, you know, and she's always, every time we talk, has always kept it 100% honest with me and told me when I was wrong. And guess what? She will intercede and has interceded on their behalf, even though I couldn't. And thank God for bringing me to a place where I was able to pray, you know, for those who had wronged me and really forgive them. And, you know, forgiveness is a major point too. You know, some people hold so much hatred in their hearts for others who have wronged them. And not that to say what they did wasn't wrong, you know, but it wasn't 100% their fault either, or your fault. You know, everyone has a part to play in situations. But I just thank God for his grace and his mercy and helping me to grow and learn and become who I am today and teaching me how to love others. Growing up, I had a lot of resentment to my mom unknowingly because, you know, her marrying my stepfather. But I don't call him my stepfather, I call him my father. But, you know, that's who he is in my life. But I had a lot of resentment and didn't realize that resentment until I got in my 20s. That's a long time. And I'm thankful that the Lord helped me to see that, because other than that, I still would have been, you know, having the issues. We would have still been having the issues that we had. And not to say those issues just, oh, I realized this thing and it just went away overnight. No, it did not. You know, some things you grow up in, and it can be decades before, you know, they're really dealt with before. And then you also have to be open to the Lord for him to help you deal with those situations. This eye is taking a long time. This should be going quicker than this. But I'm thankful for God's love, because he brought me out of how I was. And he's still bringing me out of, you know, things that, you know, he wants me to change and grow more. And so I'm thankful for that. And then also we have to remember to, like the Bible says, love our neighbors. You know, we have to be kind to others. You know, like I said, even when somebody has done you wrong, even if you're talking to them from a distance, or, you know, just remember to be respectful of others and be kind, because you never know what they're going through. I heard some young people, and I say young people because they're like teenagers, they're younger than me, early 20s, and they were talking about a person, and I really had to, you know, I unfortunately, I have this thing. A lot of times I can't just sit back and say nothing, or let things happen. And I just began to tell them, you know, do you know why she is the way that she is? Do you know what may have happened in her life to make her that way, or that she's making those decisions that she's making? And I think for the first time they really began to be introspective and be like, wait, maybe she has a point there. Maybe, you know, she is that way because something may have happened to her, or whatever the case is. I think we all as a people need to think about and have more compassion towards others. You know, we can be so quick to judge, or, oh no, they're this and they're that, and nope, I know they knew what they were doing. Sometimes people really don't, and sometimes people are being used by the enemy. You know, so we have to keep that in mind as well. And I know it's so easy to click off and go off, and believe me, I have definitely been one of those. Thank God I'm quicker now to close my mouth and think before I speak, which is nothing but God's grace, because I definitely used to go off the handle and I was going to give you a piece of my mind, which is not good. I don't want anyone having a piece of my mind. And I learned that when I was going to church in Jacksonville. My pastor down there, Apostle Kim Daniels, she was like, you don't ever give anybody a piece of your mind. And that hit me so hard, because that was like, when somebody made me upset, that was like the first thing I always said. I'm about to give you a piece of my mind, and you said this or you did this, and I'm going to let you have it. And it's like, God is like, no. Where's the compassion? You know, where's the kindness towards them? Where is the love and the grace? You know, that's another thing I had to learn, is grace. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, learning grace is something else, you know, because it's times people do things and you be wanting to like, first of all, and God's like, no, I don't do you like that. You know, just like I have grace on you, you need to have grace for them. And sometimes it's simply because somebody is going through something they don't know how to communicate and they don't fully understand, you know. And so we have to have compassion and love for others. Okay, now we're coming to a roll and boil. So we're going to open up, and this brand is called Bear Creek by Country Kitchen. I'm going to pull that up close so you all can see it. So that's what we're using. And it's coming to a roll and boil. And it says to whisk it in. So, only because I was previously in culinary school some years back, I have a good whisk. Other than that, I would still have my old kind of janky one. So it's coming to a rolling boil, so we're going to whisk this in. And you know what I might do too? I might put some actual cheese in here. Like, because I know it's some in here, but I believe I have some cheddar cheese. I'm going to get all that out of there. Okay. Uh-oh. All right, so that part is done. It says bring to a medium heat, so we're going to make sure we do that. Throw away our content. And at this point, I'm going to put some of this broccoli, because I'm going to cut some of the stems off first. I'm not looking for the cutting board, and I don't have my favorite knife, but we're going to make do. So I'm going to cut some of these stems off. I'm still going to eat these because this is like my favorite. If you haven't tried these, make sure you try these. If you like broccoli, I guarantee you'll love these. Like, I eat these just plain by itself. Like, today is our veggie day. So I like to eat these just by themselves. That's me though. And if you are thinking about like being vegan or vegetarian, whatever, this broccoli is pretty high in protein, so that's a good thing. You can eat plenty of broccoli and still you'll be good with the protein. So I'm just cutting these up so we can have them in the soup. It'll be tasty. I'm very tempted to eat some right now. I'm trying to be good. It looks pretty good. I want to make sure I have my butter too, because you can never go wrong with adding some butter. Well, yes you can, but just sparingly. So I'm going to put this in there. The broccoli in there. It says only about 10 minutes. So I think at this point it's been like maybe like 3 minutes. I gotta remember to put the timer on. I'll forget about that. Uh-oh. What's going on? So we want to put that in there. And put this to the side. Hello, welcome. I'm going to whisk this again. And I'm going to get some butter. And one thing I always like to do when I'm cooking, just about anything, I get a tasting spoon, and then I get I normally use like a little cup, a glass, just so I can put a little taste in, because you don't want to dip your spoon back in. So you want to just see if it needs a little sprucing up. So you want to, and that's one thing I love about cooking is the tasting. It's actually not bad. Okay. So we are going to add some butter. A little bit. And what else did I need? Oh, the cheese. That's what I was looking for. I'm going to put some of this cheese in there and a little bit of the butter. I'm using sharp cheddar. But of course you can use, you know, whatever kind of cheese you like. So I'm just going to put a little bit of butter in there. Maybe like a tablespoon. Maybe a tablespoon. And mix that in. Oh, it's thickening up really good too. And now I'm going to put my cheese. Actually, I'm going to cut some more of this broccoli up. But yeah, back to the topic at hand. And, you know, I just think that we all need to be more conscious to be kind to others, loving towards them. The Bible says, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. You know, unfortunately, a lot of people in this world think that you can be hateful, and it's just really not okay at all. It's really saddening, you know, because if you're a believer, that should be number one, is to love others. You know, that should be first and foremost on your mind and your heart. And I get it, it's tough when people have done you wrong. However, you know, we just have to be mindful to just show love, you know. What's the old saying? You get more flies with honey than vinegar or something like that. Like, that goes true to life. Like, if you treat others with kindness, like, I have seen people who have, like, had so much anger on the inside of them and just not being nice to others. And basically, it's like, kill them with kindness. Like, show them love. Show them how, you know, we should be behaving as believers, how we should be treating people. Like, that definitely goes a long way without saying. Like, it's amazing what love can do, you know. And I feel like, and I heard this, I believe in, did I hear it in the song? Like, hatred is really no match for love. Like, I kind of feel like they're not really opposites of each other. Like, hatred, and it's way less, you know. Like, God's love is amazing, and when you show love to others, so many things can be accomplished, you know, in life, period. But I just want to encourage everyone, and I'm not just saying this to be like, oh, you go do this, you go do this, and it's not something I'm practicing myself, you know. We all have work to do, especially, like I said, when people wrong you, oh, it's hard to show love to them. It's hard to be, you know, compassionate to them sometime and still show the love of Christ, but it's not an option not to, you know, like, I'm gonna eat that because that was good. We have to, like, we're commanded to love your neighbor, you know, treat others with kindness. So, I think this is about done. Has it been 10 minutes yet? I think it's been about 10 minutes. It looks definitely really, really good. I like stuff with a little kick to it, but I'm gonna wait and do that afterwards. I'm gonna put a little kick in mine, which will be this. Again, if you didn't see, that's my Tony's Chai Trends. And I'm not sponsored by anyone. That's just a seasoning I use. But I like to share what I'm using. Because if you use seasoning salt, you will not have the same taste as that at all. So let's taste it. Oh, that's good. That's really good. So, that's it. That concludes tonight's series of Cooking with Love. And tonight's topic was love. So, today, let's show somebody else some love, some compassion, you know, and be kind and considerate to someone else, even if they wronged you, you know. Just the simple, I forgive you and I love you goes a long way. I pray that this blessed not only your stomach, I pray it feeds your stomach, what did I say last time? I don't remember what I said last time. Yes, I can. I pray it feeds your body, and I pray it feeds your spirit. You all have an amazing night. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, wait. How do I exit?